You know what you can now see. Wait a minute. Can you really see? Can this dude from Crimes of Future really see? I don't know, man. Let's talk about Crimes of the Future. David Cronenberg. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. This is the Horror Weekly Roundup show, guys, where we talk about all of the horror movie headlines that broke this week. Cronenberg came out with a new film called Crimes of the Future that's going to debut at Cannes. We'll take a look at the trailer. Stranger Things 4 came out. We'll do a quick little recap of that. The Munsters has a new image out that we'll take a look at. X came out on VOD, and we did a watch along on this channel. Talk about that. And the rest of these topics are, you'll be able to find links to time codes in the description and comment section below after this goes up live. And if you're here live, Fuzz Aldrin in the live chat says, I'm here for the sadness. Okay, we're going to take a look at that sadness trailer too. And there's a trailer for Frank and Penelope. And we'll take a look at this trailer for We're All Going to the World's Fair, some kind of internet horror film. And we talk all about horror films. And we do a normal movie news daily show, 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. It's all live. We do a lot of live streaming here on this channel. And if you want to follow me on any of the other social media handles there, you can take a look at all of them. But let's take a look at this Crimes of the Future. Now, we're going to take a look at two trailers. There's the normal trailer that came out, and then there's the international trailer that shows a little bit more footage. I guess it was attached with Fantastic Beasts that came out here. The Sadness Red Band trailer is the best. Okay, we'll talk about that when that comes up, Fuzz. But let's talk about Crimes of the Future right now. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the quick synopsis, and then we'll take a look at the trailers, because I feel like it's better to know the synopsis before the trailers, and then we'll go on and take a look at the IMDb afterwards. As the human species adapts to a synthetic environment, the body undergoes new transformations and mutations. What the heck is that about? Really? A synthetic environment. Does that mean like it's going to be like Matrix? With his partner Caprice Saul Tensor, played by Viggo Mortensen, celebrity performance artist. So Viggo Mortensen's in this, Léa Seydoux is in this, and Kristen Stewart. So Viggo is playing a celebrity performance artist, publicly showcases the metamorphosis of his organs into avant-garde performances. So he goes into this thing and his organs get taken out, and I don't know. It's going to be weird, man. Okay, so Timlin, played by Kristen Stewart, an investigator from the National Organ Registry, obsessively tracks their movements, which is when a mysterious group is revealed. Their mission to use Saul's notoriety to shed light on the next phase of human evolution. So this is the performance artist guy, uses his organs. They've adapted their organs to live in this synthetic environment. We know Cronenberg has done these kind of weird films like As It Stands, and he likes that kind of weird flavor. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a look at these trailers, and hopefully, it's going to be gruesome. And don't worry about the copyright claims for these shows. I just like to show I like to actually watch the trailers with you guys. I haven't actually watched some of these ones all the way through. I just keyed them up. So, we don't need to have the captions on for this. So, let's check out this trailer for Crimes of the Future. Teaser trailer. Neon. It's from Neon.
It is time to stop
Whoops.
seeing.
Okay, that's weird. From Cronenberg.
It is time to stop speaking.
Okay, so that's the Seydoux. Yeah, he did The Fly, History of Violence, so he's worked. He's worked with Viggo Mortensen before.
To listen.
And he's done a really good job with Viggo before. So
It is time to stop.
he just looks so awesome.
It is time to stop speaking.
Ooh, weird imagery, man.
It is time.
It's Kristen Stewart. She's looking inside of his body.
Listen.
Ooh. Huh. Crimes of the Future. Yeah, I like that trailer a lot. Let's go back and take a look at some of the screenshots here. So he's going into a pod where we saw those machines are going to be like taking his organs out. And I'm guessing this is before or after a performance. He's just in his robes. They're probably getting ready to go into this machine here that we can see. Leia Sadu is the assistant there, and we know that eventually she's going to go under the knife of some kind. I don't know what the heck this is about. They say body metamorphosis. They got some ears onto the forehead there, grafted on, and the eyes and mouth are sewed shut. Creepy imagery, man. Creepy imagery. But I dig it. Now, is this any practical use? Looks like there's another set of ears behind these ones as well, so he's maybe got 6 ears. It's art, performance art, right? So they transform themselves like that so they can be taken a look at. There's Kristen Stewart looking through one of those cameras. What is it called? Not infrared camera, but you know, those, like the doctors use it to look inside of your body when you go for like one of those things that they shove down your throat or up the backside. Yeah, one of those cameras, and she's just using it to look inside the body there. Now, I don't know what this is about. Small kid eating the garbage bucket beside a toilet. Yeah, Fuzz in the live chat says it's looking shocking for shocking's sake, but the eating, I don't know what the eating of the plastic means. Like, what could that mean? And there's the assistant going underneath the knife, obviously. Whoops. I accidentally hit the large button there. But I want to take a look at that shot of him in the chair. He's doing a weird thing in the chair, and I don't know what that's all about. Okay, so we just saw that. And we're going to fast forward to him in the chair here. There's a shot of him in a chair, and he's kind of like going, ah. So I'll slow it down for that. Yeah, what the heck is that? It's just a quick little shot. Endoscopy. Yeah, that's what that is. So he's sitting in the chair, and you can see that maybe the artist and the assistant are lovers, perhaps. I think that's there, right? Very intriguing. Very intriguing indeed, guys. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. Let's go over and take a look at the IMDb here and take a look at the full cast for Crimes of the Future. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at the international trailer that's supposed to show a little bit more. So David Cronenberg, and we saw that he did The Fly, and he's worked with Viggo before on History of Violence, one of my favorite films, if not my favorite Cronenberg film. But The Fly is great. The Fly is a great remake with Jeff Goldblum. Great. Scott Speedman is in this movie. Tanaya Beatty. Okay, so there's some other people in here that may look familiar to you, Don McKellar, from his cast, but Kristen Stewart is definitely a top talent right now, and I'm glad that she's working with Cronenberg, because he's just got that he's got that clout to him. Let's take a look at his resume. So he's got Crimes of the Future there, and he did Cosmopolis with Robert Pattinson, which was terrible. I didn't like that movie. But A Dangerous Method, Eastern Promises, once again another one with Viggo Mortensen, about like Russian crime bosses or something like that. I like that movie. Eggs Extends, Crash, about people who get turned on by being in car crashes. Naked Lunch, oh yeah, he did that with Peter Weller. Naked Lunch. Dead Ringers. Videodrome. Once again, Videodrome is very weird, man. Body kind of horror stuff where you put videotapes inside of your body. Strange. Cronenberg. But I think that it looks great. I'm curious about it because it's going to be debuting at Cannes this year. It's going to be debuting there, and it's going to be in the running for awards. We saw earlier this week, we saw the rundown of the cons for 2022. This was on the list. If you want to see that, guys, we talked about that earlier on the week in the live show. So let's take a look at this international trailer, and that should wrap us up for the Crimes of the Future.
It is time to stop seeing. It is time to listen.
A new world opens up.
You afraid of a little emotion?
Okay.
Is the music?
So they're definitely getting
away from you.
turned on by these surgeries.
I think it'll be a revelation.
I told you it was going to be weird, man.
Might not be quite legal.
Okay, so it's definitely showing more images from it.
You fill me with the desire to cut my face open.
Ooh,
You wouldn't want to kill your performance partner, would you?
We'd have to go deep.
Imagine her.
what was that? Cutting her face off?
Darkness. Have we just
Yeah,
been
this
asleep?
Maybe.
this may be too abstract for some people. She's just ripping. Ooh. May 25th. Okay, so that's the international trailer for Crimes of the Future. What was that? Cutting off her face? Was that something? Do I intrigue you enough to cut my face off or something? Ooh, man. Yeah, fetish. It's fetish. Our Glass Vikings in the live chat says Crimes of the Future really isn't giving anything away in the trailer as far as crimes go. Well, they talked a little bit about it possibly not being legal, but I see a few fetishes maybe being taken too far. Yeah, exactly. That's what I see. Like, there are people that get into like the body alterations of putting in like bumps for horns and stuff like that, and going way overboard with the tattoos and the piercings all over the bodies to make their face look different. Like, I mean, okay, if you got piercing in the ears or whatever all over your face, fine. But when you actually try to change your face to make it look like an animal of some kind, yeah, and I get that from this trailer, that they are using this surgery of their organs as a fetish of some kind. And that's what I'm getting from Crimes of the Future. I think I actually did prefer that international one. We'll have to take a look at that one again afterwards. Well, not by myself, but guys, the international trailer for Crimes of the Future definitely looked a lot more interesting. It gave us just a little bit more meat there to chew on, and I think that's cool. I like that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you're watching along with us afterwards. Crimes of the Future, May 25th, comes out at Con. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I do my best to try to reply to all the comments, so let's go on and talk about more of these headlines here. Now, am I going to talk about the teaser for the trailer for this? Well, we saw Stranger Things came out earlier this week, and I did my full reactions to it, and I don't feel like we need to rewatch it again here. It's going to be coming on Netflix in 2 parts, so we know that, and I like the teaser. The first thing that stood out is that these kids definitely don't look like kids anymore. They definitely look like young adults. And it really showed us what was the new menace. This guy right here, cool. It was he's got a nice, cool shot of him playing guitar on top of the trailer there. And if you've seen it, I'll leave a link to my trailer reaction to it in the comments below. We're already going to get claimed for this, so whatever. Because I just watched the 2 trailers, and we're going to watch more trailers towards the end. But we might as well not rack up all the claims. So it looks like the father figure is going to be playing, seeking for help from this Russian or wherever Siberian place that he's at. This is the guy, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, he's playing Dungeons and Dragons there. He's got his Dungeon Master thing up there. He's doing some kind of embellishment to sell the story. And it looks like they're going to be using some de-aging technology in this teaser. I like the teaser a lot. I like the music in it. There's going to be some weird magic stuff, because 11, it doesn't have her magic anymore, right? Her abilities. But we see these flashbacks of her in the facility learning the stuff. There's the guitar. I don't know why. Hey, you're in the Upside Down. Well, we might as well whip out my guitar and start playing. There's Robert Englund's character with his eyes sewed shut. What is it with people getting their eyes sewed shut? They've done that for Stranger Things, and now they're doing it for Crimes of the Future. We saw that in the thumbnail for today. Very interesting motif going on here with that. I guess it's just playing into that whole shocking idea. And I implore you to go out and take a look at the trailer, and we'll take a look at the synopsis for this. People are saying that this is the true villain of the Upside Down. Well, this thing, this Vecna. We'll take a look at who this is right here, right now. Let's go over to this page. Stranger Things Season 4 Duffer Brothers break down the new trailer and this season's villain Vecna. So this is Vecna right here. And people are saying that this is Billy, the brother, the older brother that got killed at the end of the last season. This is like his the upside down doppelganger. This is his version of him. Very interesting. So the synopsis for this season reads, it's been 6 months since the Battle of Starcourt, which brought terror and destruction to Hawkins. Struggling with the aftermath, our group of friends are separated for the first time, and navigating the complexities of high school hasn't made anything any easier. In this most vulnerable time, a new horrifying supernatural threat surfaces, presenting a gruesome mystery that, if solved, might finally put an end to the horrors of the Upside Down. And we knew that it wasn't going to be totally over, but I like the design of this guy. And over here on Joe Blow, they pulled up, no, it wasn't on Joe Blow. It was on Bloody Disgusting. They pulled up a few images from the trailer there that we'll just take a look at them. This is the Vecna, right? I like how he's got tendrils coming out of him that are just kind of like his feelers into the Upside Down. We saw things like that previously. So, very interesting design. I like it. Did you guys like this trailer? I know that the buzz for it has been fairly good, and knowing that this is going to set up the final season, Stranger Things 5 is going to be the last season, and it has to be, because the kids are just getting too old, and the story is just starting to slowly recycle on itself, meaning that, hey, they go to this place and there's the Upside Down, and then they go over here and there's the Upside Down. So they have to try to bring it to a head and bring this to a close, and sooner rather than later for me, because while I like Stranger Things, I just feel like it's that time. It needs to wrap up. And yeah. All right, guys. Did you see the Stranger Things trailer? Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it, and we will talk about it. All right, guys. The Munsters. The Munsters is well, it's coming out soon, and we got some more images. This is just a quick little headline here. The Munsters behind the scene shot gives us a fresh look at Sherry Moon Zombie's Lily. Of course, we know that we've seen this image before. She's the wife of Rob Zombie, the director. So, and they've been sharing a lot on their Instagram. You follow Rob, and he's showing a lot of stuff about the Munsters. And then we can see him there with Sherry Moon. So I'll pull that up just a little bit better from her page there. And yeah, the reception to this has been fairly good. Fairly good. It's black and white here. And this is interesting. We've seen color images come out, and we've seen color photos of like the house and such, but do you think that they will release a black and white version? Because the Munsters show was black and white to start, right? So maybe. But Sherry Moon, you know that she was going to be in it, and that's just another look at her. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Art Glass Vikings in the live chat says, love the Stranger Things trailer. They've gone big and gone home. Yes, indeed. Fuzz says, I need a good story. When we were talking about Crimes of the Future, he needs a good story. And yeah, exactly. You need a good story. It's totally weird, man. Totally weird. All right, let's talk about X. X came out on VOD on the 14th, actually. And yesterday on the channel, we did a live watch along for X. And if you want to watch that, guys, I'll leave a link to that in the description below too. Okay, so X, hair designer, talks about the makeup, about transforming Mia Goth into Pearl. Now, is that really a spoiler? No, because you look at the IMDb and she's listed as both. So Mia Goth plays the younger girl there and the old lady there. And this scene here was really creepy. Now, she doesn't kill her here. That's not a spoiler, but she lies down next to her in the bed. And, yeah, that was a creepy scene. But they talk about the challenges of transforming her into the old lady. And we know from reports that there's a prequel that was filmed called Pearl, about the older lady who, I guess, will chronicle the start of her murderous endeavors when she was a young woman. And that's what that prequel is about. Now, if you liked X, I once again implore you to go check out my reaction to it, my full watch along. You'll have to have your own copy, or you can just watch mine, and I leave in little tips and tricks for you guys to watch along. I'll put in the sounds, and you'll be able to figure out where I am at in the movie. It's definitely got a lot of it's about a film crew that goes to the not outback, but to the sticks in Texas to film an adult movie. And this older couple, they go to this older couple's ranch that kills them off. And there are some sex scenes in it. So it's got some sensuality to it. And it's a real throwback to that Grindhouse era. And immediately, like in the first 12, 15 minutes or so that I saw Mia Goth on the screen, she just really captured my attentions. She's got that charisma, that the command of the screen. I like that a lot. So the prequel about her as the old lady as a young woman is definitely an interesting idea. I felt that myself. X was just a touch too long in getting into the bulk of the story. It was a touch too long, and I gave it a generous 6.5 out of 10. But I can see if you haven't been exposed to any of the stuff before, then X is something that you'll want to check out on VOD. And man, check that out. Check that out. Fuzz in the live chat says, X wasn't great, but it's the best slasher movie since Happy Death Day. I did like Happy Death Day, and I liked Happy Death Day to You as well, too. The second one. I like that. Slasher movie, though. Well, yeah, it's about a murderous couple. Our Glass Vikings in the live chat says, is the Munsters being shot in both black and white and color? Maybe flashbacks in black and white. The Munsters. I get that impression that they could just release a black and white version. Like they do that, right? The thing is that if you can really tell if they just shot it in color and then just put on that black and white filter, because when you shoot black and white, you light differently. You really want to capture in on that lighting effect so that you're getting a lot more depth in the lighting contours. You light differently, but you never know. Flashbacks could be in black and white. I'm sure that Rob Zombie has thought that through, and we'll have to see once that teaser breaks for the Munsters. Which once that breaks, I'll do a live, maybe a live trailer reaction for that. But we'll keep our eye on that for sure. Let's move on to this story, Double Blind. What's this about? Double Blind. Millie Brady and Pollyanna McIntosh sign on for drug trial horror thriller where sleep equals death. Now, Pollyanna McIntosh there was on The Walking Dead. That's where I first saw her. But she's directed a lot of her own little projects too. She's a really cool person. So the synopsis for this movie is 7 strangers taking part in a drug-paid drug trial that become trapped in the lab after the side effects of the study escalate the situation into a nightmarish scenario. If they fall asleep, they die. Double Blind. I'm delighted to be shooting Double Blind with support from Epic and Screen Ireland. As a filmmaker, I'm deeply passionate about creating original, suspenseful, and intelligent genre cinema. Hey, that's a little bit like X. Remember in the X, the director guy was wanting to make intelligent adult movies. I believe that the hook of our story, If You Fall Asleep Where You Die, is evocative and memorable. Okay, so cool. Pollyanna McIntosh. Is that... Okay, so that's something about Pollyanna McIntosh. If this picture here doesn't do her justice, I pulled up one of hers. Yeah, she's photogenic for sure. She takes a good photo, guys. And I did like her for her little run there on Walking Dead. That's when I was still watching it. That was at the tail end of when I was watching it. Pretty much once Frank Grimes left the show, I stopped watching it. It was just kind of like, meh. But I hear that the newer seasons are good, so maybe I'll have to get back into it. This is the final season. Maybe I'll just go through and binge it all once it's up all on Netflix and binge the last couple seasons that I missed out. But Pollyanna McIntosh, this horror thriller about drugs. If you fall asleep, you die. Double blind. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Something that broke earlier this week too was Frank Langella was fired from the fall of the House of Usher. And that's a bummer, man. Real bummer. Frank Langella, this dude, fired. Well, it's come out and people have said now. It's on Deadline. So it's the big trades that are reporting this. For an investigation of misconduct, I guess he was inappropriately making something towards somebody else on the set. And the fall of the House of the Usher is something that I was looking forward to because it's from Mike Flanagan, who did The Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor, and recently Midnight Mass. So I do like his flair. I do like his style and his approach. And the cast for this was great. It's just bummer news. And actually, when I go down and look at the comment section for this, there's like over 100 comments about this story. And there's a couple people out there that are saying, well, no, you can't get away with this stuff no matter how good you are. Yes, you can't make these kinds of misconduct cases. He just can't do it, man, despite of his age. But there are some other people down here giving testimonials about meeting him and saying that he was a nice guy. And I've seen, like, this is kind of a shock to me to learn that this has happened from this guy. And you never know if the full cases. We don't know the full facts, but eventually it did leave for him being dismissed from this project, and that just it just bums me out because I do like him as an actor. So let's go over to the IMDb and take a look at the Fall of the House of the Usher cast. It's going to be 8 episodes based on the works of Edgar Allan Poe. And Mike Flanagan has been known to adapt works like this before because Bly Manor was based off The Turning of the Screw, and Hill House was off of something else too. The Winchester place. It was like that. It was based off of that. Yeah. Okay. So the synopsis reads: an unnamed narrator approaches the house of Usher on a dull, dark, and soundless day. This house, the estate of his boyhood friend, Roderick Usher, is gloomy and mysterious. His boyhood friend, not boyfriend, James. Okay, so the cast is phenomenal. Carla Gugino, Willa Fitzgerald, J.R. Antoneco, Paula Nunez. Mark Hamill is in this. Cool, man. Of course, his wife, Kate Siegel. Mike Flanagan's wife is Kate Siegel, and she's worked with him and everything, and she's great. She's fantastic. Great actress. Mary McDonnell is in this. Cool. Zach Gilford. Henry Thomas is a staple of his. He's in it. Of course, he's been in everything that Mike Flanagan has done. Annabeth Gish is in this. Raul Coley, he's great. He was really good in Bly Manor, and I did like him in Midnight Mass. Anybody else that jumps out at me here? Robert Longstreet has been working with Mike Flanagan as well. Of course, they're going to have to update this for Frank Langella. They're going to have to... So the narrator was going to be Frank Langella, Roderick Usher. So they're going to have to find somebody else to come in and do that. Very interesting. Huh. That was a big impactful role because the synopsis even references Roderick Usher. Huh. That was a big role. Bummer. Frank Langella. What do you guys think about that? This is just one of those stories that just bums me out, man. Bums me out. Okay, let's move on. We're all going to the World's Fair. We're all going to the World's Fair. Came out recently. We're all going to the World's Fair review an intelligent internet horror. Okay, so it's a portrait of loneliness and explores how discovering an online community can alleviate or exacerbate isolation. So I just pulled this up because it said this is an intelligent horror. Hey, there's that theme again, an intelligent horror. Like, can you make an intelligent adult movie? Forgive me. All right, so yeah, I was reading this and I was kind of like, well, you know what? I'm going to have to pull up the old IMDb on this. Okay, so it came out last year, but I guess it's getting its wide release now. It's not very good rating there on IMDb, but the popularity is going up. You can't quite see it. It's over 2,800 in popularity. So, alone in her attic bedroom, teenager Casey becomes immersed in an online role-playing horror game wherein she begins to document the changes that may or may not be happening to her. Interesting. There's a new horror movie that came out on Netflix yesterday called Choose or Die with little Asa Butterfield. So let's take a look at this teaser. Anna Cobb plays Casey, and Holly Ann Frink plays Plastic Girl. So it's only listing 3 cast members there, or we're going to the World's Fair. But apparently it's supposed to be good. World's Fair. Let's check out this little teaser for World's Fair. Glass in the live chat says, another veteran's career bites the dust. Sad to see, but Zero Tolerance was long overdue. Yes, I agree. Yeah, you just can't do that kind of stuff. Yeah. So let's check out this little teaser, or this trailer for We're All Going to the World's Fair from Utopia.
Hey guys, Casey here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking the World's Fair Challenge.
Okay, so it came out at Sundance last year.
So, you want to join the internet's scariest online horror game? We can't be held responsible for what you become. All you have to do to get started is take the challenge.
Take the challenge. So
What to expect.
that's very topical. Like, kids like to do these challenges.
I want to go to the World's Fair. I want to go to the World's Fair. I want to go to the World's Fair.
You want to go to the World's Fair? You don't say. One hell of a trip.
This is for serious players only. I hope that you're ready to get scared together.
This is an interesting premise because it's lower
As I'm
budget.
watching myself on a TV all the way across the room.
They're getting closer. I think I'm turning into something terrible.
And if this younger girl can carry it
Inside the video.
and sell it,
Computer.
It's gotten worse.
ooh,
I need to figure out what's going on.
talking about body horror. Ground-shattering lead performance. Yeah, if this young girl can carry it.
of the fair pulling you in closer.
I dig it. This inspires me.
I see you there, even if you won't show your face.
Remarkable.
I swear, someday soon, I am just gonna disappear.
Weird, man.
And you won't have any idea what happened to me.
We're all going to the World's Fair. Okay, what do you guys think about that teaser? Why it inspires me? Why does that little thing inspire me? Because you got a small cast, you got probably a small crew, you're able to film that on a small budget, and that's inspiring for like small filmmakers out there, people who want to make films of their own. I guess I sort of inspire someday to maybe try to make my own film, but we'll talk more about my writings as we get towards the end of the show. Very interesting. Very interesting, guys. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. We're all going to the World's Fair. I'm going to have to check that out, and if it's got good reviews, definitely. All right, the sadness. What's the sadness? Let's move on to the sadness. Now, this is a Taiwan film about zombies. A young couple trying to reunite amid a city ravaged by a plague that turns victims into deranged, bloodthirsty sadists, or sadists, depending on how you want to watch this. Now, I guess I didn't go ahead and take a look for the Red Band trailer, but this may be the Red Band trailer. I just pulled up the trailer here that's listed, and we're going to take a look at this teaser trailer, or this trailer. It's a bit bloody, so brace yourself. I don't have the so-called Red Band trailer of it, But you can see it's going to have some horrific imagery in it for sure. But we're horror fans here. That's what we're here for. And let's check out this. Do I need to put on subtitles for this? Oh, it's not allowing me to. So let's take a look at this trailer for The Sadness. Taiwanese zombie splatter? Ooh. So this young couple, there we go. Yeah, Taiwan is not a place that I have a high priority to visit. Talking about inappropriately touching people? Ooh. What's wrong with you people these days? Oh! Okay. Ah, so maybe this is the Red Band trailer. It's definitely bloody. Splatter. Splatter for sure. Okay. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Look at that. Oh. So that definitely looks like it's going to be bloody for sure. The most violent. And depraved. It doesn't look like they're holding back any of the punches with the gore. That's cool. Like that. His eyes. Ooh, the sadness. Okay, that looked like it had the potential to be really, really cool. So Fuzz in the live chat says that that's the Red Band trailers. Okay, so I did have to try to use my magic there to get rid of one shot. I apologize for that. But our Glass Viking says Taiwan is a beautiful place. Okay, well maybe I'm wrong about it, but that trailer really interesting. I do like it seeing these genre pieces that come out from like other countries. Like, come on, Korea gave us Train to Busan, so definitely I like to see this kind of stuff from other countries. I've seen India try to do these kinds of movies, but they just haven't quite mastered it yet. That was cool. It was bloody. That was like a bloody affair. When it said splatter on the on the trailer, it definitely got that. Whoops, we're all going to the World's Fair. Not that one. The Sadness. Taiwanese zombie splatter. Only 4,400 views right now, and it came out 2 days ago. But it's going to get some buzz for sure. The Sadness. I hope some people definitely will be excited about this and check this one out. The Sadness. The Sadness. Okay, so what's up next on the schedule? Frank and Penelope. Okay, what's this? Frank and Penelope is a movie that is about cannibalism. Okay, a tale of love and violence when a man on his emotional last legs finds a savior seductively dancing in a rundown strip club. Oh boy, here we go again. And a life most certainly headed off a cliff suddenly becomes redirected as everything is now worth dying for. And what really, really caught my eye is that this movie has Kaylee Cowan in it. She was just in that movie last year with Nicolas Cage about him going to the Willy's Wonderland, I think, where he's like trying to clean up this Wonderland place. But Kaylee Cowan is somebody I'm keeping my eye on. Lynn Shay's in this. Interesting. Donna DeDerico is in this. I recognize her name from other places. So that's why I wanted to take a look at this. It's got Kaylee Cowan in it, directed by Sean Patrick Flannery. Rated R. Expected to be out in June. Let's get ready to watch this teaser or this trailer for Frank and Penelope. And it'll be final trailer of the day. Only in theaters June 3rd. Okay, interesting. In the live chat, our last Viking says it takes last train to Busan up a hell of a notch. Taiwan 1, Korea 0. Well, yeah, it definitely it had that gore factor for it, for sure. Fuzz in the live chat says Train to Busan is Disneyland next to the sadness. Oh, yeah. So far, that's the most shocking trailer that we've seen. But let's take a look at this. Sean Patrick Flannery Arglass says in the live chat from Boondock Saints is the director of Frank and Penelope. Cool. Yeah, so let's check out this trailer. Apparently, he's going to be in it too. Rated R. All right.
That's your husband? That's who you're staying with?
That's Kaylee right there. Okay, that's fun. Redbud Studios.
Baby.
Beautiful. The real reason I pulled you all over is you're about to hit a stretch of about 30 miles with no cell phone towers. You can't get gas and Quicksilver about 12 miles in.
So they go out into the... kind of like the hills have eyes.
Lifting an Appalachian transplant crazy.
Can I help you?
Ooh.
Just looking for a room.
Honeymoon suite if you got one.
Now, I would admit that that line delivery wasn't the greatest, but, you know, she does have the talent there, trust me.
The Mercury capital of the world.
That's Donna Dare.
My grandfather was trapped underneath that mine. He survived by eating those sinners.
By eating?
Dear Lord, we take this
the sinners, he said. So what's on the plate is human. Ugh. So far, the production values have been pretty good.
Eternal damnation. That's what sin eaters do.
So tell me,
Okay.
how long until you take a bite and become one of us?
Kevin Dillon, the performances look like they've been pretty good.
What's wrong? You have no idea what you've done, you little punk. I will bury you. He's not coming for you.
You don't know, Frank.
Really count. So it's kind of like that torture kind of style of horror. That they get trapped, they can't get out. You gotta eat human flesh. So these people are, they believe that people are sinners, and if you are a sinner, then they're gonna eat you. That's Frank and Penelope. Only in theaters June 3rd. Cool trailer, man. Cool. I like that a lot. What do the comments say here? Only 11 comments. Kelly Cowan is underrated as an actress. This looks good. Yes. This has a great cast. Looks excellent. This is coming out in theaters, so better carrier. Oh my God, people, that should be going to Netflix. I don't know about that, but I like that trailer. Frank and Penelope, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. All right. Let's wrap up the day talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. Yesterday, the Screen Rant had this article out about Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. Now, there have been talks about the reboot, and it's still kind of hung up in legal issues. But they were talking about it and comparing it to Halloween 2018, and if they can reuse that as a model to reboot the franchise of Nightmare on Elm Street. And it just got me thinking about I did a small little treatment that I'm gonna bring up, and we're gonna talk about what I would have done, what I would do with the Nightmare on Elm Street, because I like to write scripts and I like to write stories, and I, as exercises, will write treatments as to what I would do with the series. And we'll bring that up here in a few moments, but this article over on Screen Rant is totally worthwhile going to check out. If you are a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street, they just go in and say, well, this is why Halloween succeeded, because they got rid of all that extra clout, that flair in there about him being a cult, part of this cult, and having that brand on his wrist, that tattoo or whatever. They got rid of all that, just dialed it back to him being a killer and stuff like that. And can that work with Freddy? Can that work with Freddy, of him just being somebody who wants to kill the young kids? And that was... who is that in the tub this time around? Rooney Mara. Oh, wow. Like the reboot in 2010 had a good cast. I just didn't like. Yeah, they tried to add on to the lore. They added on a reason why Freddy wanted to kill the kids, and that he was somebody who, liked touching kids. It was just, I didn't like that. You didn't need that. He just likes to kill things. He likes to kill the kids, and that's all you need to say. You don't need to explain it. Don't explain Freddy. So why Nightmare on Elm Street can't use Halloween's reboot formula? Well, why can't it? Well, so if you're interested in this article, definitely go give it, because it's a good read for sure. How a Nightmare on Elm Street could still work. Would they have to try to make it sort of like the Candyman reboot? Sort of reboot. It was what did they call that word? A requel. Like Scream just had a requel. It's a sequel, but it's a reimagining of the franchise, much like Candyman was. It wasn't a reboot. It was because it's a sequel. By now, if you haven't seen the new Candyman, it's a sequel, guys. And I really liked how they handled that a lot. I liked that a lot. The ending just didn't. For me, it didn't have that punch that I wanted. The reveal at the end. Because we already kind of suspected what was happening there. But they say that maybe they can use that kind of a requel approach in this. Could you requel and maybe have like that Freddy visage hand off to whoever's going to be playing the Freddy Krueger role next? And that just made me think about my little synopsis here that my treatment that I brought up. And okay, so I just wrote down my ideas here, and what my idea is that first of all, the 2010 was a little bit too close in its approach, right? Like it was just trying to redefine. It was just trying to remake the 80s version, but in 2010 time. And I felt like if I were going to do it, we'd have to maybe change that around a little bit. And I go on in this to talk about the visage, like the Freddy image of him in the hat and stuff. Like that's not really all that scary anymore. And if you're going to have to dial that back, you're going to have to give audiences a reason to find that scary, right? So you'd have to reestablish scenes where somebody's afraid of somebody in a hat or somebody getting burned alive. Like that would have to be one of the main characters' fears, that getting burned alive, and then Freddy embodies that, like having the nightmare, like he takes on different forms. Because he can do that. He can transform into a snake or a lizard or a little bug of some kind. He can transform you into different things. And that's what I would really cash in on. It made me think of like The Cell. Like, you know how The Cell had those like abstract landscapes of stairs going on forever and just that hellish nightmare kind of stuff. I would amplify that times 10 for my kind of reboot as to what I would do. And once again, give reasons why you should be afraid of him, right? Instead of just him just standing there with the knives and having the token kill. Okay, so knowing that we can't just retread the same premise for the third time, I'd write a new story where we all know his backstory, yeah, and I wouldn't try to revisit the backstory of him. He'd just be there, and it would start in with the new group of kids that were out there, and I kind of wanted to capitalize on this sort of idea of people trying to maybe know about the myth of Freddy, and they're out there trying to search for him. They're going into the dreams trying to bait him out kind of thing. And maybe one of them idolizes Freddy to the point that he wants to try to become his successor, you know, and he wants to try to learn that demonic power, and then have them face off at the end with one of the people escaping at the end. That would be my pitch. That's the direction that I would take A New Nightmare on Elm Street, and just have it go straight into the crazy land of the nightmares and stuff. You don't need to tell us this story of teenagers trying to argue with their parents to stay awake, and the parents are not believing in Freddy and stuff. We don't need to retread that stuff, because that's just tired and stale. They've done that throughout all of the sequels, and that's where I would take it. A bunch of kids that are going out trying to actually find him and bring him out from the dream world. And I think that would be a lot more scary if you can just capitalize on that kind of imagery. And for sure. So that's what I would do. And I want to know your guys' thoughts. What would you do for this series of, if you had your chance to reboot The Nightmare on Elm Street? I said in my little treatment there, now you will see him like this. You will see this image of him. I'm not totally jettisoning it, but I would show him more in other forms as well, like lizards and snakes or tigers or some weird. It'd be just so weird and abstract. You will see him eventually like this, but it would work up to that instead of him just kind of being there already. And I'd invent new horrors and not go back to these other ones, because they tried that in 2010. But definitely, if you're curious about this article, it was a good read. Go over there on Screen Rant and read that article by Cathal Gunning, for sure. Okay, guys, that's it for the Horror Weekly Roundup. If you have any comments, let me know in the comments section below. We'll talk about it. We do this every Saturday, 12 p.m. And unless I've had some other issues, I usually let people know in the comment sections or in the community tabs if there's going to be a delay or something like that. Because sometimes on the weekends I go out to early movies before noon hour, but not this week. And this is just a lot of fun. I don't care about the monetization if we get copyright claimed. It's just fun to watch all of these trailers, and I'll leave links to the time codes for these in the comment section below. All right, guys, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend, Easter weekend. I hope tomorrow you're going to have some ham or some chocolate eggs, whatever it is. All right, see you next Saturday.